So hello everyone, welcome back to the Codersarts. So in previous video we have learned like how to create all the adapters and all the things and set up all the adapter, and after that we have set up the main activity code, and also we have write this complete this logic for generating the student list here. So here we have to add some more data, and it is basically adding some doing some manipulation, and then after we are going to execute the application, and we are going to see how it is going to be look like. So basically what is happening here, we are passing the roll number here and school name. So we have to pass the name here and the roll number and the school name and the additional info. So in previous video that we have discussed like how we can add this data to the adapter and how we can generate the student list here. So let's execute this application and see how our application look like. Okay, so basically we have to go to the device manager and just click on this, and here you can see the UI of the application. Okay, so here is the basic application UI that we are going to see. So let's go to the device manager and just click here. So here you can see the our device Google Pixel 7a that we have connected here, and we are going to execute our application, and let's see how it is look like. So just click on play button and it will going to be start here. Here you can see we are launching our application in our mobile phone. So this is the basic UI that we have created in English language. This is how our application is going to look in English language, and in this video we are going to write the code for the setting activity, so that the user can able to move to the setting activity and change the language when it required. Okay, so let's get started and close this application as of now. Okay, and then we have to go through the setting activity. We have to create one more activity here, and we are going to write the code for it. Okay, so then let's create a new activity here. Click on new and go to the activity file and click on the empty view activity. Okay, so once you have created, we have to write the name as a basically we have to write the name for the setting page, which is known as the setting activity. So we have to write the name as the setting activity. Okay, and we have to generate the layout file, and the package name will be same, and the Kotlin will be the preferred language for the setting activity. So let's write some code in the setting activity, and then after we have to create the UI as well for the setting activity. So just click on finish here. Once the finish is you have done with the finish, so Gradle is building again, and after that you are able to write the code in the in the setting activity, and after in the activity dot setting. So here is the basically code, auto generated code that we get on the setting activity. We have to change it according to our need and convenient. So in my case that we are going to create a radio group and use the radio button for selecting the UI. So we have to first change this to the linear layout. Okay, in this linear layout we have to accept everything which will be the parent layout, and after that we have to give the padding of approx 16 dp here, 16 dp, and also we need to add a orientation here. Okay, orientation will be the vertical. Okay, so here is our linear layout is ready to write the code, and then we have to select radio group button. Okay, so we are going to use radio group here. Okay, in this radio group we have to pass the width as the wrap content, and height is also a wrap content, and here we are passing the id, which is at the rate id, and radio group. Okay, so this is the id for our radio group, and we also have to create some radio button inside this group. So we have to just close this. Sorry, in this radio view we have to write the logic for the radio button. So we are going to use the radio button here, which is basically for the English language. So we are going to give an which will be the wrap content, and this is also a wrap content. And in this wrap content we also need to give an id of @id, which is radio English. The text will be the English. Okay. So, and then after we also write a new radio button here. We have to close this, and then we have to also write a new radio button, which will be the wrap content and the wrap content, and we also need to give an ID here as well, so which is @ID and radio French, radio French, and we have also use a text here. Text will be the Spanish, sorry, French. So Fari and CH. Okay, and F will be the capital here because it is the name of language, and we have to close the brace. Okay, and we need to create one more item, radio button for wrap content. And in this wrap content, and this is also wrap content, and we are going to provide a text for basically English, French, and Spanish. Okay, and this here we need an ID here. In this ID we have to pass the radio Spanish. Okay, so we have created the three radio button here, and then after we have to close this angular bracket, and after that we have to write a button as well, like for creating a one more button for apply our setting. So let's write a button code here. Okay, in this button code we have to write the wrap content, and in this wrap content also, and we are going to use a text here. Okay, a text here, and in this text we have to write @string or change language. Okay, so here is the basic UI, and we also need to give some gravity so that the everything will be in the uh, basically in the center. So layout gravity will be the center. Okay, and we also give to the width as a basically as a match parent. Okay, so here we have selected the language, and also wanted to give some margin here, margin top, which is approx 16 dp. Okay, and we also need to provide an ID here, which is really important, which is @ID, and in this @ID we have to pass the button change language. Okay, so button change language. Okay, so we have created the button, and we have selected the language here, and we also need some margin. Let's see our gravity constraint is working here or not. Layout gravity is center. Okay, everything is working properly, but I think here is nothing. And orientation will be the horizontal. Okay, so everything will look is good, I think, and we have to also do some more changes, which is the gravity is in center. Okay, and we also need this gravity to the center. So gravity to the center, sorry, layout gravity to the center. So this is the layout gravity, and it is center. Okay, and then after we have to give some padding. padding, which is approx 16 dp. Okay, 16 dp padding. And also we have to do some like margin we have to add in the French language, margin left. Okay, in margin left we are going to do 16 dp. And here in the Spanish language we also need margin left is 16 dp. Okay, so that's how our UI is going to look here. And we also wanted to add the gravity here. The gravity is center, and the gravity is center. Okay, so this is our setting screen, and we have moved everything to the center, and also use the English, French, and Spanish. And we are going to click here, and then after we have to click on the change setting button, so that our screen is going to be changed to the particular language which we have selected. So let's write some code on the this. So there is some error, we also need to close this brace. Okay, so everything is done, and let's write the code on the setting activity. So what we have to do in this on create, we have to just remove this code. Okay, in this on create method we have some button change language. So which is sorry, we have to create some more variable as well. Okay, and in this we have to write val viewability button type of button, okay, equal to, so it is basically a late init var, late init var. Okay, and we are going to initialize it. Okay, so how we can do it, we can implement everything here. And also we are going to use the radio group. So let's initialize it first. So button change language. Okay, actually we have to change language, change language button. Okay, so which will be the correct name, we have to follow the camel casing here. And we are going to use this change language button and dot set on click listener. In this set on click listener we have to follow some of the approaches. So we have to create one more variable here, which is the language code. Okay, in this language code we have to use a when method, like it is the alternative of the switch and case. So we have to get the radio group. Okay, so let's create one more, it is known as the radio group, a dio, sorry, diogroup. Okay, this type of radio group. So we also need to initialize it here. So change language button equal to find view by id, which is r.id dot change language button. Okay, and here we have to pass the button if we want, and it will going to fix. And after that we have to also initialize the radio group. Okay, so in this radio group we have to initialize it, and then only we can use the radio group for the checked radio button id. So now what we have to do, we have to initialize it by using the find view by id, which is dot id dot radio group. Okay, so this is the basic thing that we need to implement it here. And we have to use this radio group here, radio group. Okay, so we have to click dot, and we are going to use check radio button id. Okay, and we are getting the id here, and then we can write the logic for handling the language. So if r dot id, okay, r dot id dot radio French, and in radio French we are going to ask about the French. Okay, and if r dot id dot radio Spanish, we are going to use sp. Okay, yeah, sorry, es is the short form of the Spanish. Otherwise, by default language will be the English. Okay, so here we have to use English. So these are the three language codes that we are going to use. So, and then after we have to create a one more method called as the set local language for localization purpose. So now what we have to do, we have to pass this in this set local, and we are going to recreate the activity. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to write the set local method, and we have to pass the context here and the language code here. Okay, and then we have to create our method. So here we need to pass a context here, basically context, and this is also a context. Okay, and we are going to pass the language code here, and then we are going to create the local variable. So now what we have to do, we have to create one more variable here named as local. In this local we have to initialize by using the local language code. Okay, local. Okay, and in this local we have to pass the language code here. Okay, so we have initialized it here, and then we are going to use. So we have to use the local dot set default, and we are going to pass our local here. Okay, so this is will be the default language for our localization, and then we have to use some resources as well. So resource, let's create some value and val, and we are going to use some resource here, and in this resource we are passing the context dot resources. Okay, and by using, we are going to do some configuration. We have to create one more variable name as the config, and in this variable we are going to use the resources configuration. So dot configuration. Okay, and then after we are going to config the resource by using the set local, and we are passing the local here. Okay, so this is basically setting up the local data, and then we have to add the resource dot update configuration. In this update configuration method we have to pass our config here and the resource of display matrix. Okay, so resource dot display matrix. So we are passing this is the deprecated method, and we can change it according to the need and the updation. And then after we have to use our update our CR preference for applying it. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to use val and editor here, editor, which is a type of CR preference dot editor, CR preferences dot editor. Okay, and then we have to use the get share preference, get share preferences, and we have to pass some value which is known as the settings. Okay, and by using these settings we have to pass the some value known as the int. So mode, like the context mode, it will be stored in the private or it will be stored in the public. So we have to pass the context dot mode private. Okay, and then we have to use dot edit method. Okay, so everything is done here, and then we have to add this in editor dot put string with the value of the app language, app underscore lang. Okay, and we have to pass our language code. This is the language code. Okay, so we have used this language code here, and we are going to use this and to put in the shared preference. So lastly we have to use the editor for applying. Okay, so we have done with the setting activity in this video and also created the UI. So in next video we are going to write some more logic, and we are going to test our application, and also we are going to add some more string.xml file here. Okay, so in values and string you can see we have one more file which is known as the Spanish, and the next one for the basically English and French. So let's so being with us and continue with us, so we'll try to complete the app as soon as possible. So thank you and being with us.